Well, hello everyone and welcome to my little book corner. Today I wanted to show you my October TBR because September is almost over. Fall is really starting. So I wanted to do my first TBR video. I am not doing it with a TBR jar or a game or whatever yet. I do want to do that because I think those videos are so fun to watch and I think they will be even better to make. So I really want to do something like that. So I'm going to be thinking about what to do and how to do it. But first I just kind of thought out my TBR because it's October, it's fall, it's Halloween, it's kind of like a themed month, I feel like. So I do have some fall themed books that I really want to get read in October. So I'm just going to show you the ones that I've chosen for myself. So let's get into it. October is really fall. I love the fall, let me just tell you that. I love fall themed things because they're the most beautiful colors. When I walk into a store and they have fall decorations, I love it. I also like to read more spooky things in October, so I do have some of that, but I'm not like a massive fan of spooky things because they spook me. I know that's the purpose, but first of all, I have Anne of Green Gables. I've finished actually Anne of Green Gables just yesterday. I listened to it, but this is a two-part binder, so Anne of Avonlea is also in here, which is the one that I'm going to be reading next, and I've actually already started on audio. I think I made it through the first chapter, but I'm loving it. I never thought I was gonna love Anne of Green Gables the way I did, but I just loved it. I grew to love this kid. I just felt really connected to her. I think connected is the right word because she's a very imaginative? Is that a word? She has a big imagination, and I have too. So I kind of felt that connection really, and I just found it a really heartwarming story. And I just, apparently this is a whole series. I didn't know that. I thought it was just one book. There are 9. I didn't know that, but it was great. It really was. I'm also reading Air of Fire. I'm now seeing the theme. Look, I am fall themed. I mean, this, I have to say, this is the most beautiful book cover I've seen in a while. This is so beautiful. I just love the colors. I love the full thing that is going on. And Air of Fire also has some orange colors in it. I started the Throne of Glass series this summer, and I fell in love immediately, I knew I would. But I had a little pause in reading this. I actually stopped in the middle because I was just not in the mood for fantasy anymore, I think. I don't know. You can follow it all on Goodreads. This is my account. You can follow all my progress live there. You can see what I'm reading at the moment. You can see what I have read. You can see what I want to read. You can see that I had a little pause. I don't exactly know what I read in between. I'm picking it back up right now because I've been back in the fantasy mood, and I just really want to continue this series because I feel like it's going to be one of my most precious series. I loved A Court of Thorns and Roses. I loved that series, and I think Throne of Glass is gonna be one of my favorite series as well. Then I have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. Names are not my thing. I just thought the cover looked really autumn-esque. Autumny. It just gave me the autumn feeling, but apparently it's more of a winter setting. Got that from the reviews on this book. And also our fall is going to be gloomy and cold because we're in the Netherlands, where most of the time it's pretty gloomy, even though we've had a great summer. So I think it will be the perfect time to read this, and I also feel really drawn to it, and I feel like when I'm drawn to it I need to read it because that means I'm in the mood for it. I don't know what it's about. think there's a little romance in it as well, but it's mostly following Emily Wilde, who is a scholar, and she just goes on an adventure to find a lot of fairies or something. I don't know. I have no idea. Then to the books that get a bit spookier. I really want to read Gallant by V.E. Schwab. V.E. Schwab has become one of my favorite authors. Even though I've read like 2 books of her, I already know that I'm gonna probably love every other book. V.E. Schwab has just a way of writing that is really beautiful, and I just get drawn to it. Like, I love it. I love every word. My favorite book of her is The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue, but that book was just so beautiful, and I just love the writing and everything in it. And it was a perfect time for me to read it as well, because I had a really busy time, and I just love that it was a slow-paced book, like a really, really slow-paced book, where you just literally see her day-to-day life, which I thought was really, really beautiful. I'm really hoping that her writing goes on in this. Then the last but not least, It by Stephen King. I started it as an audiobook before. I don't know, I got pretty far, but then I just didn't finish it for some reason. And not because I didn't like it, but because I wasn't in the mood anymore. And I was really interested in the story, so I just really, really, really want to pick it back up. October, Halloween, perfect time. So that is the last book on my TBR. And I think that's a pretty good amount. So we'll see how much I can read. But this is my TBR. So this was my October TBR, the first one on this channel. Now on to way more of these videos and even other videos that have all to do with books. So if you like books just like me, please hit subscribe and go on this journey with me to find books that we really, really love. Now on to the next video.